sort of get the gist of it. If you don't, then I apologise. Again, I could be wrong, like I said, Reece James or Luke Shaw down there, they could be injured. Lewis Dunn could be injured, say if he went. So, we don't know. It's still quite early yet, but I'm just basing it off people that are on form currently, or what they would be like when fit, what we expect from them. So it's one of them. That's why I could make the squad is Ross Park, because he's on decent form, but looking at perspectives, if there is maybe tweaking Southgate's idea and other viewers and stuff, Henderson may go up forward, which people will agree or disagree. It's one of them because he's a very controversial player. Southgate loves him, but most of the fans don't, which is fair enough. So it is. It's a hard one to take. These are hard to think about. There may be a part 1 and part 2, but this, by the way. And 100% play means this one's pretty explanatory as well. They will probably most likely, like say, being fit, will be on the plane. But may not always play. Hence why there's a guaranteed starter if fit. Like I would say, Jude Bellingham, probably England's best player right now at the moment, alongside Harry Kane down there and Phil Foden on form at the moment. But obviously, 100% on the plane, that might be wrong in this current time. That would be wrong because Trent is obviously injured right now, so he wouldn't be able to make it. But obviously, there's about 98 days, I think, until the World Cup starts, until the Euro starts. So, and he will be fit after the international duty end of March in a few weeks. So, yeah, there we go. And obviously, guaranteed starter, like I sort of explained. People like Bellingham, probably likely we are going to see, or in my eyes, that should be in the starting 11. I'm probably going to say quite a bit based on people who are going to be fit. So we will have 11 in there, because obviously guaranteed starters will probably be the starting 11, and then on there will be a couple of players again. It's one of them. There might be more than 26 players, for example, let's just say. But we'll just write it out. We'll just write it out, mate, and just see how it goes. I'm just sort of thinking of how many, because obviously you only have a certain amount of squads, so if more than them go on there, then it sort of doesn't make sense. But we won't think that far into it. But I'll try my best to adjust around that, if that makes sense. And sorry for the long intro, but it's just having to explain it. But we'll get straight into it. But yeah, there we go. I'm not going to give them an explanation, because already that I sort of have already. But we will start with Sharon Bowen. Obviously, West Ham on decent form at the moment. I feel like a lot of the players are going to be good to make the squad, because there is so many players that could make the squad in one injury. One injury or one player coming back from injury could increase your chance or drop your chances. It's so hard to pick. It's so hard to pick players at the moment. And in some ways, I do feel sorry for Southgate. Like I said, if Southgate doesn't win this, if he doesn't win this, surely he's got to go. It's for him, it's for England's best. pasta tubes. I think it's very hard. I think that one. I think I've sort of just put that one in, and then like I said, loads of people are gonna go in. I'm sorry, I do keep waffling on. I just like explaining myself. Try and make a longish video. But yeah, I think like I said, these two it's so hard because like I say, anything can happen. One injury could up the chances. And so much like this one is so hard. Like these two are practically the same. I think near enough, but there's obviously a bit of a difference. But he's brilliant, and sort of going off a Southgate look on this one, you probably won't look that way. Whether that's right or wrong from Southgate is not me answering at the moment, but I think sort of looking and sort of going on his point of view there. I know I'm a Liverpool fan, so it might be sort of that as well, but he is a good player. He's probably maybe not the best player, I think probably Jordan Pickford or Ronaldo, that, but he's been the best defender. I'll put that out there, and he's done what he's done very well for Everton to try and keep them up this season. Anyway, next up we have got Dan Burn, and again I think he just misses out. I think this is because there's so many more options for him, and I know he plays for Newcastle, who are on their best day are challenging for Champions League. Last season and this season they've been hit by so many injuries, honestly, and Tonali's been suspended for months, but I think, I know I keep saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it, on the day when there's so many defenders, I think he just misses out, but the one thing I wouldn't mind if you said could make the squad is if he can play a left back. I know the problem is he's quite slow, but he's big, he's strong. He can play left back or centre back. And the injury prone of Chilwell, Shaw, and a lack of depth with a left back in might be one where we say, oh yeah, we could actually look at him. So I wouldn't mind if he says that, and I'm sort of trying to go, I want to put him up there, but I'm going to think of people's point of view, most people's point of view here, from maybe a bit of Southgate, that he's probably not the first person, or probably one that's not in their mind, because of it, and maybe because this man here, Levi Colwill, which I am tempted to put there, and I think I am, because he can also play left back. I know he's been in and out of the Chelsea squad injured sometimes, and he can do the same as Dan Burn. He's tall, he's a lot quicker, and we saw him in there under 21s, I think it was, when they won the World Cup. He was a solid person, and Chelsea saw that, and look how much he's done. He was brilliant at Brighton as well. I know Chelsea have been a bit thingy this season. He's been in and out. He's not been that bad, but I think one of them has to go up there. Again, it's very contradicting. Like I said, it's one of them. It's so, I think for me, and people are going to disagree, but might agree, but it's so hard to pick. It's so hard to pick. And like I said, I'm going off and saying these people are all fit, and I know for a fact they're not. There's going to be a couple that probably aren't going to be fit. So it's just hard, and I feel like just going off people all being fit, and off recently for like the past year or so when they've actually had games. Like I said, it's hard for Reece James, but we know damn well if he is fit, he is an absolute monster. Personally, I still think he's transparent because of that, but that's me. Reece James is a monster. We know what he's got in his locker. It's honestly, it's so tough. It is so tough. I know I'm waffling on it, and it might come take him over at least at the moment as long as he stays fit. If it goes down to fitness, then Harvey Elliott all day again. They're both all going to get much game time, if any. Maybe in the group, he's probably get the third game when they've got hopefully we get 6 points and we're automatically through the day. Like you play them once, that's one of them kind of games. But yeah, on to the next one, Phil Foden. I think, oh shit, sorry about that. I think it's got to be a guaranteed start for him. I mean, he's always been a decent player, but he's outsprung himself again this season, and he's absolutely brilliant. Pulling the strings on the left or the right, maybe even in the attacking midfield for City this season, and I think he starts on the left. I think he starts best on the left for England. Yeah, I think that's what England's got to do. I think that's what Southgate's got to do. And by the way, I will go off. I think England should play, in my opinion. I think a lot of people will agree. 4-3-3 with that 1-8 in the middle, for example. Where Foden could play, or like where James Maddison would play, and then the two behind, even Bellingham would play there, up and back. And then obviously two midfield, for example, someone like Rice in there, even Trent could play in there. It's one of them with Trent. You can either play right back or centre mid, push him, make him go forward a bit more. But yeah, I think Foden's going to be a starter. He's absolutely brilliant for. He's amazing. I'm praying he keeps fit. We keep him fit because it's one of them. Gallagher, I think it's iffy. It's very iffy. I think he's better than could make the squad. He's been Chelsea again. It's down to Chelsea really. They haven't been the best form team, but if he's been carrying, just playing in that role, normally just in front of Enzo and Caicedo. He's been pulling strings more than them two really. He's been a decent little player. It's very iffy at the start of the season, I'd say, at the end of last season, whether he would actually make it. But I think he's been pulling up the strings for Chelsea. He scored quite a few goals and got a few assists recently. Like I said, trying to get Chelsea up a bit more and moving. Very, very quick, and he's like I say, he's good with the ball and play good passing. He's in there. When he wants, like I said, I don't think he will start, but you can bring him on in. You can bring him on in games. You can test him out. He's one of them. I think. I'm pretty sure he's fit. I think it'd be good to possibly test him out. Again, I know one of the games is Brazil. That's going to be quite tough, but you've always got to test him out. And next up, we've got Gibbs White. And again, it's going to be debatable, this one. It's so tough between them two again. A winner of the World Cup last year, as I should say. And I rate him. I do rate him. I'm not a massive Forest fan, but I do rate him, obviously. I rate him and Enrique the best. But I do like what Gibbs White. I watched him when he was at Wolves and when he was in Sheffield in the Championship last season before, I think it was. Whenever he was playing with Sheffield, and he was nice to watch, and he's good to watch for Forest. He's probably on base, probably was their best player. Obviously, Amronyi's coming, he's decent. Alanga's been decent. Hudson-Odoi's been alright, but did he get? No, he didn't. That was something else. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I think he just misses out again. This is sort of I might be wrong about this. This is what I think tweaking what I think Southgate think. He won't look that way. He gives White, but like I say, I feel like he looks more at Eze's way. Obviously, he's picked Eze squad, but I think after the controversy of Sterling happened a few years ago, I know that's all flushed out the window now and stuff. Everyone's moved on from that, but that's what sort of feel like it might affect his chances a little bit more. But we know, but he's back to where he sort of was before his injuries. It was absolutely immense. If it was before, if he wasn't injured, I think he'd 100% on that plane. Currently, he starts one of them. Depends, but I think he would have 100% been on the plane. Now he could make the squad because he's up throughout this season, and we know he can play left back. Even the CDM probably won't happen in England. But left back, centre back, right back, like I say, he could push forward a little bit. I think that's why he has a little chance, and he's on decent form, and he's playing for Liverpool. I think that's sort of why the club doesn't really matter, but I think he's sort of pushed you a little bit. Hence why Barkley's one of them. I feel like sometimes you could be judged on the club. Like Southgate went to look at Henderson in Ajax straight away, but you don't really see many places else like watching Barkley. If you sort of get my point there, hopefully. But yeah, I think with the availability and he's decent, I think he doesn't start. Like I say, he might not even be on the plane, but I say he comes in, he doesn't start, but he can come on in a game, keep it tight. You can play centre back, you can play more defensive, play him as like a DM, like a proper rise position as 6. But he can play right back, left back, centre back, like I said. I think all the options available to him that he can play, I think the way England goes, I think he has a chance because he's got so many options to him. The Southgate could, just for numbers and availability of where he can play and how he can adapt to a position like that. I think next up is Anthony Gordon. I hope you sort of understand my point, whether you can happily fully disagree, but I hope you sort of understand my point, so it sort of makes sense, and I'm not just like speaking fluently or something, like, you know what I mean, hopefully. And next we've got Anthony Gordon, pretty straightforward. Quick on this one. Brilliant form for Newcastle this year. Like I say, Newcastle have been dipping in and out performances, but he has been up there as one of their best attackers. And obviously he was very, very good in the World Cup for the youngsters last year. I think got player of the tournament, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it's decent. And he is a very rapid, very decent winger. We know his qualities that he's got. I think 100% on the plane is debatable, because I think on the day there's probably a few better players that have the chance and sort of twisting the Southgate's boots. He'll probably look that way in Southgate's eyes. But I think it's fair enough if he gets given the chance. Fair enough. Well done to him. I think most of these, and like these, if they get the chance, it's fair enough. Again, maybe a few more players on here, maybe like, but like I say, it depends on injuries, depends on what goes on. But I think he's got quite a good chance, but it's one of them. There is better players, and Southgate probably looks another way, and this is another man right here. So it's and now this one might be controversial, and I understand this one. Jack Grealish. I know for how much he is worth, well, how much he's worth and how much City give Aston Villa for him. He's not been the greatest, and I'm pretty sure he's injured. So it might be no chance because he's injured, but I think he'll be back. But I think sometimes it's okay to not sort of just saying there's no point. These three, I think, in my opinion, I think they'll go. I think Pickford's got to start. It's just to make the video a little bit quicker. There you go. I think, in my opinion, Pickford's got to start. I know Pope is injured. At the moment. He has been for quite a long time, but him coming back, we know how quality he is. Good. I think he's got to be on the plane. Like I say, I'm basing this off. They're all back. They're all okay and fit. And I know it won't be like that. But I think these three. I think it's got to be them. And again, I understand if you think maybe Dean Henderson or something, maybe there. But I think them three. It's got to be. I think I don't see any other else. I think Johnston has not been great. Crystal Palace haven't been great. They've been lacking goals, and he's not even really starting. It's between him and Sam Johnston, really. Him and Dean Henderson, who is again another Palace goalkeeper. They've just been lacking. I think it's one of them. I think him and Dean. I think maybe 2 seasons ago, with Henderson, who got to where he was. I think he'd probably be in. There, but I think where they've got to now, I think they've sort of dropped off a bit, and I think it opens up a bit more for maybe Jamie Trafford to come up a bit, even though very controversial season. Obviously, you can't all blame on him. He's made a lot of good saves, but Burnley haven't been great overall, so it's one of them. But I think like I say, I'm sorry, I know, I've said it 1,000 times, I keep waffling about it. I think it's got to be them three. Next up we got Curtis Jones. I think he's there, and there's going to be a lot of people there. Could make it on the squad. Like I say, this is based on if he stays fit. And I know it's sort of contradicting. Because I know I keep saying, oh yeah, but if he's fit, I'm literally saying, and I'm literally said at the start, this is based off if they're after breaking the fit, but going down on it, it's one of them, it's whether, it's like you say, it's whether he dips in and out of form. But overall, I think he's got a little chance because of how good he's been with Liverpool this season. He's surprised a lot of people, especially. I know it's not about Liverpool fans, but Waffle, for example, Jared Bowen would probably be up there, but I think, and I would, like, I'm pretty sure I said it, I'm edging slow up there, but it's one of them I can't. Next up is James. No, he's on the plane. And like I said, it's always down to him. I think out of these mostly, and Luke Shaw, they're probably always going to be on the plane, but they're so injury prone. But on the day of the quality, it's one of them, it's so hard, but I think he's got to be there. I think he probably doesn't start if we play a 5-back, which I hope we don't. Like I said before, he may start like that position on the 4-back. I think you've got to have Walker at right back. Where is Kyle Walker? There he is. And that's why he is my guarantee. I'm going to sort of do this in formation whilst I'll go left back, centre back, right back, the 2 centre mids, the 8, the left, right striker. But yeah, I think he's one of them. He's one of them, isn't he? Rich James. Yeah, I think he doesn't get in over Walker. I'm sorry. Agree to disagree, whatever. I don't think he gets in over Walker if we play that position, if we play that formation. Because I think Walker is undroppable. How fast he is, how rapid he is, he can up and down, he can sort of move into centre back. If we need to change it up again, then like your Trents and stuff. That's why maybe if Trent started, I know this might not make sense, but we can sort of like if Trent came on, say Trent comes on, let's say Maddison started, you've got Bellingham and Rice on there. You can probably move Bellingham up a bit more. Get Trent there, he can monitor that midfield, but Walker can push in the side, into centre back, can push more defensively if he needs, and Trent can come over there. Because obviously he can play right back as well, Trent, so that's what I saw him trying to get at. I know that's not just random shit, but that probably won't happen though, but I'm hoping you can sort of see my point. And then that man who needs no introduction, Harry Kane. Again, this season probably our second best on form, with Bellingham. Obviously Bellingham's an outstanding. I think Harry Kane is right up there as well. He's our captain. He's England's captain, so he's got to start. I know trophy wise he's one of them. It's like, is he a bad luck charm? But he's always got to be picked. He's one of them. He's always got to start. He's Harry Kane. He's our captain, like I say. Next up is Consa. There for me. I think it's one of them for Consa. He has played 24 matches in the Premier League, I believe, this season. So it's quite a lot actually. It's practically most of them. I don't know if he started more. Come on for some more. Again, I wouldn't, and I'm pretty sure and he is quite solid, but and Aston Villa have been really, really, really good this season, so I'm going to do want to put him up there, but I feel, and like I say, and like I have said a couple of times, I feel like some of these have done harsh because of what that name means. I feel like it's very hard. I feel like it looks very harsh on the eye. If I just took a picture of it and not sort of explain myself, I think it's quite harsh that I've put them there. I think they do deserve a bit more justice. I've been say so myself. Like I say, do say so myself. Like I say, I think these two are very contradicting. scored a nice goal the other day for Newcastle against Brighton, I think it was. I think he is getting that, I think, by the next World Cup. But I think, or maybe, I think Nations League before that, I think he probably might get us. He may get a spot. But I think just for now, I think because I know he can play left back or right back, which is good. Maybe I do push him on, but I didn't need to do that. But I think I've not really seen many people speak about. From what I've seen, I don't think I've meant to see many people speak about him. Like, he probably has a big chance of on the plane. Maybe that's also a point of view from people thinking about Southgate. Probably doesn't really have a look around there, but I think we should move on. James Maddison. I think I'm going to put him there. But this at the top, I think, is what I would start the first game against. So I'm just going to put the players in now. I think. What do I? Yeah. Why not? Walker. Tamori. Tamori. Shaw. Where's Declan Rice? And then where is Bukayo Saka? And I will put Maguire there. And this one's so hard. I'll explain in 1 minute. I'll explain in a second. So yeah, Pickford in goal, right back, Walker. Shaw left back, again that we're debatable, and I'll explain that in a minute. These two centre back, Stones and Tamori. Rice, Bellingham, and then Maddison a bit more forward. Left, Foden. Right, Saka, striker, Harry Kane. So, Luke Shaw may be debatable because Trippier in the last few months has been where is Kieran Trippier? There he is. I think he's on the plane now. I think he was on the plane. Like I said, I know this might go over how many players, so it might be a little bit under, but again, I'm not fully going out for that. This is what this is for. Maybe the odd player could go there. That's why. And I might, in a month or so, I might react to this, like when the squads are announced, or maybe I'll do it again when it's more closer and injuries maybe decided. Some injuries maybe decided. We'll see. But yeah, I think you say Trippier might start left back. He obviously has been a bit iffy coming into the end of the season the last few months, but it might be different in the England itself. The players around him maybe. But I think on his day, sure, we know what he did last time. I know he's a little bit different, but we know what happened at last year. I think, again, it's between Trippier, Chilwell, Shaw, and that left back position. Maybe even Walker and push Trent over his chains at right back, you know. But I think that's how it should go. And then Tamori and Maguire, I know that was outrageous. think people are more away from him than anybody than the others. Kobe Maino, good main squad. There's a very diverse on this one. At the moment, he's on brilliant form. That could change. He's on brilliant form. Some performances may be iffy. That's probably why his chances are a bit low, and he's so unexperienced. In an England setup, maybe you have to test him in the younger squad, the under 23s, for example, just to make sure he's ready and maybe getting in it. He'll probably be in the next World Cup easily. Hopefully he stays like that. The Nations League might be called up there. I think maybe it could be a bit too early, which is what a lot of people will see and understand. But if you took him in, it's fair enough. It's nice to see him. Nice to see him have a look on the playing. But I think this is sort of going towards me. What I more think, which is what I kind of wanted in this video, that he probably wouldn't make the squad. And I'd probably rather maybe Curtis Jones, Barkley, and Henderson, because they've got that more experience, that little bit more. Well, Jones got a little bit more experience. I think he's more solid. Derek's solid down than Mainu, and obviously Barkley, for example, is very solid, more experience. I think he's more ready for the game. Yeah, he'd be more ready on the pitch than Mainu would be. Next up we got, I don't know how to say his name. Is it Miley? I think he's not experienced yet. Again, he could go straight down there. You could argue that, but I think more people have looked this way. I think I could go there, but then I think if I put him there, I'll have to put him. I think Con's there, but I don't. It's so hard. This one's going to be a Southgate perspective. I don't think he looks at him at all. He's been very decent this season. He's come out the start. He's obviously quite young, but I think he's inexperienced a bit. I think a lot of people may be hyping Mainu up a bit, and I might be. I mean, it can't be bad to my football, I can't. But I feel like Mainu's got more of a chance, but I feel really bad putting him down there. But I feel like if I put him there, I've got to put Conser up there, maybe Braithwaite. But I'm trying to make. It's so hard. I do feel bad. But like I said, this one is a Southgate boost perspective. This one, because it's tough. He doesn't look at him, unfortunately. He gets in there in the younger England squad first. I think he definitely should be put in the younger England squad first to test it. I think Mainu's got more of a chance of going straight in. But I think it's one of them. It could be thrown out of the bus. And I'll absolutely hear anybody out. I like to hear other people's opinions. People agree to disagree, as long as people don't hate. I don't mind and agree to disagree. in my opinion, again, he's been brilliant for Chelsea. Their star player most time, a bit like Gallagher, but I think obviously being quite younger, I think there's a few players that probably might. I would understand if he made the team, but I think there's a few that probably just edge him for me. In Calvin Phillips, I think for me just misses out. Again, this one's harsh. He performs quite well for England, but hasn't really done anything for Man. He was brilliant at Leeds. That's why he was in the team. He's done little to nothing at Man City. He's been awful at West Ham. He's got that red card the other day. He's made a few mistakes. I think he misses out. I think it's fair to say he misses out. But at the same time, I can see if you pushed him up because he can perform for England and Southgate likes him and he's depth in the squad if we need him. And like I said, these two blockers are very, 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 very debatable. And I think, like I said, taking a picture and just posting it without context, I think, and me explaining it, I think it's harsh on the eye. But I don't mean it like that. Like I say, I think these two really should be squashed together. But just makes up for making 5 blockers. I think that's fair. Rashford, I think he's got to be there. Again, 9% maybe a little bit of a stretch, a bit like Rico Lewis, but I think he's there, he's ready, I think he's got to be on the plane. He doesn't start, not at all, but I think he can come on the pitch and do something. I think that's what he brings to an England side, and we know the ability Marcus Rashford's got. I mean, this doesn't make up for it, but brilliant goal in the Manchester Derby. Again, I know they lost and all that. Third, it was absolute masterclass, but it was an absolute wonder goal. I think he'll bring that little something if you brought him off the bench. I think he understands more than them. I think he outstands more than that bit. And we know what he's got and how much people he has got. And Solanke could make the squad. Again, it might be like down there, which I would understand. I know I keep saying it, I'm sorry. I think that again, it's so hard. It's so hard to choose. It's so hard to think about. It's so tough. But I think this season alone, he's been absolutely. He's been best ball player. This season, he scored so many goals. He's been so vital for them. I think this might be a big hit, but I think probably without him on front, they're probably battling relegation. I know they're just above it right now, but I'm pretty sure every season they're probably a bit more confident with him when he's there because he's got so many goals. I think if he didn't have a big striker like that, I think they'd probably be a lot worse. I think we know what he brings to the table. Harry Kane will always start as long as he's fit, obviously. It's obvious. Harry Kane will always start. I'm pretty sure. Maybe the odd game he gets dropped because of fitness, but that wouldn't be in the knockout round. You wouldn't do that. Southgate wouldn't do that, but bring a Solanke on. That's why there is better strikers, and that's why I think he might not make. This is why it's controversial. He could go down there. I think it's very, very, very harsh. Again, on my own, I will admit, I think these two are very harsh decisions. Whether you just put them up there or you should put them down there. But yeah, I know I keep repeating it, but it's just so it gets in your head, and I'm not, still in again. Couldn't make the squad. I think it's one of them. Jack Grealish. Maybe not Jack Grealish as such, maybe Harry Kane. I think he was the most outstanding player though. Still, obviously, he has dropped it a little bit, which people can agree with me on. I think what outstands for him a bit more than me, I don't think he has more of a chance than Rashford. I'm sorry, I think Rashford's more young and upcoming. I think he's got a bit more still in him, obviously. Still not that old, but I think that's sort of what maybe doubts him a little bit. But I think our most of these, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if he was on the plane at Wolves, and people would want him on the plane. He's very skillful. I'm pretty sure in that Chelsea game, he knew how Chelsea Man City, he knew how to put down Walker, so he's a very tricky player. So again, I just think the odd form that he has at the moment, again, that might be because he's playing for Chelsea, and obviously Chelsea haven't been the greatest. And obviously it hasn't helped him, hence why he's down here. But again, it's one for the talking. James Tarkowski, I'm sorry, I haven't got a chance for me. Don't see him at all having a chance. I'm not really going to explain it, I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. Again, if you disagree. I mean, that maybe just misses out, but I literally don't see him having a chance at all. Ivan Toney could make the squad. I think he's been decent since coming back, but I think it also might hurt him, obviously, after the scandal. Obviously, it's not been long since he's come back. I know it will be like 6 months or so, 5 months or so since when we go to the World Cup, when the squad's been picked, about 5 months or so, 4 or 5 months since then. But I think that sort of hurts his chance a little bit. I think the relationship between maybe the squad, maybe the manager, more the manager, I think might knock him down a bit. That's why I think Ollie Watkins is probably got to be your main man on the plane more. Like I say, there's 11 players, there's 11 now, obviously there's more. Obviously it's not a 22-man squad. There will be a couple more choices, but I think that's where a few of these come in. I think that's why it's open up for some of these players more than less. But I think Ollie Watkins has got to be your definitely a second striker. Obviously he can play on the wing as well if we need him, but I think he's got the most goals and assists total than anyone else this season in the Premier League. Obviously Haaland and Salah not far behind. Salah's had about a few months off, but that's not an excuse. That's nothing to do with Ollie Watkins. It's a brilliant start, I think, going into it. I think you've got to bring him brilliant form. He's a brilliant goal scorer. He's very fast and versatile. I think that's why he's probably good. That's why I think you've got to bring him. And I think I'll explain them all in a minute. James Ward-Prowse, Ben White there, Willock now, and Wilson just misses out. Quick explanation on Willock and Wilson. Willock, I don't think people, he's in and out of the Newcastle squad. He did score against Arsenal the other day when he got battered, but this is more of a Southgate sort of going up there because of how decent he has been at right back. What you can bring to the table doesn't start, like I say, he might get little minutes, but it's just that moment where Southgate needs a change squad. He can come in, but there's so many options. I feel like, do I put him up there? I don't think it's 90% chance, but then you could argue right back. I mean, Rico Lewis might not be as well. I'm gonna put him up there. That might be controversial. I think if I put him there, I think it's there. I think it's fair. But yes, what I said is true. He has been impeccable this season. I think the thing is, obviously, like you've got the couple of options, which is all to play for. Mainly these, obviously a couple of these, but mainly these. I think, in my opinion, and obviously James Ward-Prowse is amazing. I think he's one of them lingering as well. I think he might be going slowly up there. I feel like he's on Southgate's eyes, but whether he picks him or not is one of them because of his form himself.